This is Peppers. A lot of people already know him. I need him for comfort. Please do not judge me. Also, I really didn't feel like doing my makeup for this because I really wanted to just talk and get it out. And I don't like having to adhere to feeling the need to wear makeup for people to take me seriously, or dressing more appropriately to talk about things so I don't look like a bum. Um, the way I look and the way I dress and, whatever I'm doing doesn't discount or discredit any of the things that I want to talk about. I just genuinely want to be myself. This is who I am. My name is Miss Faye, Amanda Faye. I'm a cam girl, model, porn star for almost 5 years now. I've worked on mental health and psychology subjects for close to 4 years. I'm almost done with my degree. Really like to get financially stable and feel happy enough to go back to school so I'm not just depressed like everybody else trying to finish their degrees. I grew up in small towns and big cities, kind of. I've been all over the place. I've met so many people. I can't tell you how many beautiful experiences I've shared by how many people that I've met. And today I would like to address some things that I find very devastating to who I am and who I've worked on, like in therapy as a person and just in life as a person. Dangerous to my career. And just really damaging to the healthy things that I've worked on and tried to mentally get through. I have been a victim of sexual assault on many occasions. I have been a victim of assault. I have been a victim of bullying. I've been through some things. I don't talk about things the best way all the time. Sometimes I just think I'm having a conversation with people and I forget that somebody might not understand what I'm saying on the internet. And I'm very sorry. But that does not excuse an entire population of people who are putting me on block lists and calling me a pedophile acceptor because of the way that I addressed that pedophilia needs to be more openly discussed as a sexual disorder, a mental illness, what it's caused by, how to treat it, and what is best to do so that this isn't a problem as prevalent as we don't even realize in statistics, because they say statistics might be wrong, because not enough people come forward, because the people who have never offended but still sit at home and think about it may never get caught because of the way we deal with things in society. So I would really like to address that topic first, because it is killing me mentally as a victim, listening to people talk about me like that and putting me on block lists and abandoning me. It's terrifying. I thought I did a really good job of explaining that it exists. It's not okay. I just didn't say it's not okay when I said it exists. And I'm really sorry that I did that. That was so inappropriate to me. I'm sure that there were plenty of people out there who saw that, and maybe I should go back and reword it, but I really, I don't want to delete that. Mistakes have been made, but I don't want to hide things. I don't want people to feel like bullying you into hiding your mistakes proves anything. Let me show you a different way of explaining. Let me show you why I said it like that, where my perspective comes from. When I saw the initial pedophilia flag that they created a couple years ago, I think, a Google search is what told me that. I've never really seen the flag up until now. I didn't see it when I was studying psychology, but I've been out of school for a couple years now. So if the flag came about when I left school, I didn't see it. Seeing the post and the way the person described it and was just like, what the fuck is this? It exists. Like, how, what, this is real? Like, people think this exists? And my response was, yes, it exists. As in, yes, they really do think like that. I'm not saying it's okay. I am 100% saying it is a sexual disorder, not a sexual preference, not a sexual orientation, not anything that should be given respect or acceptance. The only acceptance we should give is they feel that way and they need help. Period. They do feel that way. It's not okay, but they do need help. I'm really sorry I didn't put that in the first initial tweet. I'm really fucking disappointed that not enough people scrolled down the thread, and even some of the people who scrolled the thread said, I'm confused. Are you advocating for this? Or are you like saying this is not okay? Like, which is it? Like, are you okay with it? Are you not okay with it? And my first thought was, I called it an illness. An illness. I said that people need therapy. I don't know how anybody in their right minds, with any sense of common sense or rationality or education, and I don't know how many of these people on my Twitter are actually educated or really have common sense or understanding of the world and how people work. I'm really confused how that many people couldn't scroll through that thread and see that I want people like that to get therapy. And how sickening it is that I got death threats as a victim of pedophilia. Because people assumed that I am accepting of it and want to integrate them like that into society. They need therapy, but that doesn't mean that we can just shove them onto the outskirts of society. That's what jail is. You can't always prosecute for it. Some of them have never committed a crime. And the thoughts in your head, as much as you want to like commit somebody and put them in jail, they have to commit a crime. And I understand that like, it's a dangerous illness, but it's an illness until it becomes a crime. And you can stop an illness before it becomes a crime. You can stop a disorder. You can do things to try to stop these things from happening. And you can diagnose pedophilia at the start of the age of 16. You can look it up. 16 is that first age mark. As long as they are 5 years older than their victim, you can diagnose the start of pedophilia. How many of you are willing to look at a 16-year-old? What grade would that be? 14 is freshman, so what? Okay, for the younger ones, it might be like sophomore, junior year. For the older ones, it might be like junior year, whatever. 16. Look at a 16-year-old and ask yourself, what if they were a pedophile and you didn't know it? Are you going to reject the idea of it because they're under the age of 18? Are you going to wait until the age of 18 to prosecute? Are you going to wait until a crime happens? Are you going to say, oh, that's just kids being kids? They're too young. They don't know. They're this, they're that. They're not at 16, which means it probably started earlier than 16. 16 is just the age where we've decided as a society and through studies that they consciously understand that the actions of their behaviors are wrong, not deemed okay by society. They could be punished for their actions. And at that point, they do have the ability to process what they're doing. But we could stop it at a younger age if we had these conversations more openly, which is what I was trying to say on my Twitter, which is why I'm disappointed that I have spent weeks thinking to myself how sick I feel as a victim, thinking about my sexual assault and how it devastated and destroyed, and still to this day destroys my family. I cannot tell you how sick I feel as a fucking victim. Should I learn how to communicate better if I'm going to use my platform? Fuck yes. Do I need to word things way better? First off, on Twitter, because it is a character limit. Some people aren't going to read through the threads. Sometimes it might come off wrong and people are very quick to judge. Sure, should people take more time to read through, understand, have more of a conscious awareness of how people speak? Yes. I'm very disappointed. I'm disappointed in myself. When I read back through the thread, I'm like, shit. It really does sound in some ways like I accept it, because I started off by just saying it exists. They do feel like this. And it takes a couple of tweets before I say as a mental illness, or let's just read it. There's no sense in doing this guessing game. That's what comes up about me. I got a lot of shit to talk to the internet about, because this is really disappointing. Because in all honesty, just like seeing how incapable and unwanting people are to look deeper into the people that they're attacking, or like ask more questions, or say, did you really mean this like this, or are you trying to say it like this? Because I really think you should word it like this. I understand where you're coming from, but holy shit, you need to reword this. Communication is everything, and the internet, when you type things out in short bursts and you're trying to like, Twitter is just such a hard platform to speak on. I did not realize how much more patient I need to be with the way that I describe things online. And there's so many things that I've gone through that I would really like to speak on. All right, let's see. Okay, so the first tweet, I said something about pedophiles working on this in therapy. So I'm very confused as to how people thought I said, yes, it's a thing. I guess they must have thought, now correct me if I'm wrong, for anybody who watches this and actually has a change of heart, because you hear me and you hear that I'm trying my best to explain a little bit better, and I really do feel like I mistakenly communicated this wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. When I retweeted this and quoted this and I said, yes, it's a thing, but I did say that people work on this in therapy, do you think that I'm assuming that people are working on this to like come out about this in therapy? Like people being gay and being like, I'm terrified to come out, and like going to therapy and being like, look, like, how do I go about this? Like, how do I know somebody who's safe to talk to? What do I do if something physical happens? Like, is that what you thought I meant? First of all, I talked about taking psychology courses, and in psychology courses, no course ever that I have ever taken. I took all of my classes at Tiffin, I think. I don't remember ever taking another psychology class at any other university, because I went to North Central State College too, but I did that one for graphic design. I went to Tiffin when I was in high school, and I started off with psychology. I started off with psychology. I went to NC State for graphic design. I graduated high school with a little bit of degrees done, and then I went to Tiffin for psychology, music, psychology. It was a process. I'm not even gonna lie. But I've taken a lot of college courses. I have studied a lot. Not to mention I have had 10 years of therapy. So when I mention psychology courses, all of that history comes flooding back to me. That's what it means by assuming background in people. If I say or mention things like that, you should assume, oh, she has taken psychology courses. She wouldn't talk about it like that if she hasn't. We need to start delving more into communication. This is so important because the dangers that people have been spreading online about me are affecting my career, and I am a victim. It's affecting my healing. The internet used to be a safe place for me to connect with other victims, to process my trauma, to see, oh wow, this is totally normal for me to think about or for me to go through. Like, it's totally normal for me to every once in a while still just go, I really wish I would have came out about my sexual assault sooner. And sometimes I really do still feel disgusting about it because I'm just like, it's my fault. It's my fault. It's normal. I see so many victims online saying, apologize to yourself. Apologize to yourself. But now I have people saying, kill yourself. I don't know how to apologize to myself when people are making me want to die over and over for something that I've already gone through, tried to work on, tried to get justice for, lost, because it's not that easy, and I'm trying to talk to people how to get help for it. Because it's serious. It affects people so deeply. It's not fair. It's not fair to so many victims out there. It's not fair to some of the victims who maybe even have a perspective like I do, where they want people to come out more honestly and get help before they become an actual criminal predator, where they actually prey on somebody, where they could go get therapy and say, I know this is wrong and I need to work through it. Can I get help? What's wrong with me? What's causing me to be like this? Do I need medication? What's wrong with me? When they start asking what's wrong with me, they're one step closer to not committing a crime. When they say what's wrong with me and they step into that therapy appointment, they're one less crime in the world. Every step they take is one less crime in the world. Every time we silence them, we ridicule them, we question this like it doesn't fucking exist. They've been here forever. Can we talk about things in a less aggressive tone? Because the death threats that I got were completely unjustified. For a communication error on a subject that I genuinely feel like I want to talk about, that I need to talk about for myself, for my healing, for this initial tweet, which was to tell people it exists. Hi, you probably have friends who are in college with you, who live in your town, who are in your families, who probably have never committed a crime, have never been caught for it. But they believe these things, and you'll never know. Because you're giving death threats to a victim. Imagine if they spoke up. When you threaten the people who are saying they need to get help, when you threaten the people who are saying, yes, they really do exist, they really do feel like this, they do need help, they do need support, they do need a community who understands more about mental illness. So if they say, I am wrong, but everybody's gonna kill me if I say I'm wrong, so I'm just gonna hide, and since I'm hiding, I might as well participate. That's usually their logic. If they already think I'm a monster and I'm gonna die with the things that I think about anyway, and if I come out, I'm gonna die anyway, I might as well participate. Which is why my family got fucking destroyed. Death threats to a victim. How lovely that pedophiles can see that. You think that what I tweeted was wrong, but there's an entire thread of pedophiles going, nope, definitely not coming out now. Look, they threatened somebody who kind of thinks that I need help, and they might have been a safe person for me to say, I have issues. I really want help. But what if them getting death threats, now they switch, and now they want to give me death threats because the world threatened them, and now they feel the need to threaten me? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are you doing on the internet? I get it, I need to fix the way that I talk about things, but holy shit, I had an entire population of people. More than just a couple gave me death threats. I don't really know how many. I don't like scrolling through the death threats. They actually, like, make my skin crawl. What did it accomplish? I still have the same perspective, you just didn't give me a chance to explain it. I still feel like it's a mental disorder, a mental illness, a sexual disorder. They are predators. They're dangerous. They need help. If they're a criminal, I hate jail time because it doesn't fix anything, because our prison systems and our jail systems don't lead to healthier people. They lead to angrier people. Most pedophiles get killed in prison. You might as well just give them a death sentence if you're going to send them to prison. So I'm not really sure where the death threats to a victim did any justice to anything in this world. I'm very disappointed in that. So, I will agree that I worded this first tweet wrong. If I could reword it now, I would say, I think you all need to take some psychology courses, or you would understand, yes, this is a mental illness and a sexual disorder. And they believe that it's not. This is why a lot of cancel culture is ugly, because most people advocate for mental health but bash this type of mental health. It's wrong, but it's a thing. Maybe that'll help a little bit more. I basically said the same thing. I shortened some of the things that I said in other tweets and I put it up top so that you could see it's a mental illness. It's a sexual disorder. I could word it either way. Either way, it's wrong. They do need therapy. They do need help. The flag has been around for a while, I guess. I did not know that. I want to scroll through this and just make sure I address everything else, because this has been like literally ripping me apart from the inside out, trying to figure out how to talk about this, mostly just because I'm a victim, and this is still re-victimization by making me go through all this. But most people don't like to address that either. Most people don't like to talk about the fact that they literally re-victimized me by making me go through all this, by making me relive my trauma over and over and go, you learned from this. You have the right perspective. You're okay. You were a victim. You went through all the therapy. You heard what your therapist said. You've done a lot of studying. The internet doesn't know you that well. And over I played my trauma in my head, and the court case, and watching my family fall apart, and the day that my mom found out, and the day that everything started going to shit in my family. All of the anger, all of the depression and the anxiety, and my family going in debt trying to fight it because him and his family had way more money than us. We just couldn't do that. The internet really didn't give a fuck about that, did they? No. They saw me talk about being a victim. Do you really care about victims? A victim spoke out on her trauma and her insights on it, and I got death threats. Do you give any fucks about victims communicating, making this world a better place? Or would you rather just tell everybody to kill themselves or ask to kill them? Because you do realize, no offense, but that in itself is such an unhealthy coping mechanism, and if all of you were in therapy, you would be reprimanded for giving death threats. You do realize that, right? So for everybody out there who knows so much about therapy, you obviously didn't get to that part of it. Did you all go to your first few sessions and then quit? I went through almost 10 years of therapy. I went back off and on for the first like 5 or 6 years. I think I was in there for Anywhere between once a week, multiple times a week, and a couple times a month. It was rare that I skipped months unless we had family emergencies and there was nothing that I can do, and even then, emergency happens, you call, we'll do phone sessions. I took my therapy very seriously once I finally started to delve into it. I didn't want to go at first. I was a kid. When I finally started to realize the benefits and the things that I could learn from it and the things that it helped me heal on, that's when I wanted to start studying it. That's when I wanted to start advocating for it. That's why I'm a mental health advocate. Not because I feel like I've got some fucking PhD education. I've studied every study in the world, every test, every medicine, every illness, every whatever. It's because I just fucking live. I'm here, I'm trying, I'm processing, I'm applying my therapy, I'm trying to relearn therapy if it changes, if I notice that society is developing different views, cultures, interactions between people. A lot of things have changed, which means therapy needs to keep up with the way society progresses. That's what I want. I love the idea of that. I love the idea of people not giving up on therapy once they're cured and going back whenever shit gets rough. Taking time, and if you don't feel like you need to go to therapy, you better sit down with your therapeutic techniques and you better say, am I going through them? Like right now, I had friends come and stay with me. I'm socializing. I'm trying to get my house back in order. I'm going to start cleaning today. I've got a friend who's downstairs who's going to help me start cleaning today so I can get online and do my job, so I can clean up my life, so I can clear out my phone and stop looking at my ex and crying every time I try to go to post for work, so I clean up my OnlyFans and all of my porn accounts so that I don't have him plastered all over it, so I don't have any issues with that and also don't have to see it. I'm reestablishing my boundaries, my wants, my morals, what I need. I'm addressing the things that I did wrong within my relationships in the time that I have been trying to build my success in my platforms. And the one thing that I have noticed is I have constantly switched off my want to talk about mental illness and mental health and switched on my desire to be successful, to support myself. I'm done doing that. If I'm not talking about mental health topics at least a couple times a week, you won't see me working. I'm not going to strive to be successful if I'm not striving to be honest. I'm not going to get back online and work until I post this video. Why? Because it's time that I start addressing things before I work on the success part of my life. They both go hand in hand. This is exactly what I want to do. If this is what I want to do in life, making this video for whoever's going to fucking watch this, that's what I'm going to do. If I want to post porn one day because I'm feeling sassy and I genuinely love my job, I love showing people that it's okay to express your body, that we only wear clothes for outdoor protection and because we really shouldn't be walking around naked all the time. It's just kind of uncomfortable. But you shouldn't be ashamed of your body. You should learn consent. You should learn how to give consent properly to somebody else and how to ask for consent. You should learn how to love your body. How to love it even when you're underweight and you haven't done your eyebrows and your hair is a mess because you just woke up and you literally have not done anything today and you're in your PJs and you're cuddling a stuffy, no makeup on, looking like trash. Gotta love yourself. Gotta love yourself, because if you don't, you won't go downstairs and eat that meal that's sitting in the fridge that I left there because I didn't feel like eating this morning because I felt like this video was more necessary. Because this weight that I feel is way more necessary to deal with. But I'll try and drink my water. You too. Drink your water. Even if you just did, drink your water. I don't want to cut this video. I want it to be very real, so it's just going to be what it is. I wrote a little paper on pedophilia, and I might share a lot of the statistics and the research, a little bit of the mental illness stuff that I've written. Maybe I'll even share some of my college essays. I would genuinely like you people to know that I am not uneducated on these subjects. I'm just a shy social being. I'm really uncomfortable talking to an entire population of aggressive people. I am also an aggressive person, but I really don't like being like that. I enjoy being like this. Talking to people, connecting with people, having fun, appreciating plants and life and love, being happy, healthy, encouraging others to be healthy, making sure my local community is doing okay. If I have some peace of mind to give to the world, I would love to give it. And I hope this video gives peace of mind to the people who left me because they think that I am a disgusting trash person, who think I'm a danger to the community, or who just genuinely think I'm ignorant. I hope this brings back some inspiration and hope to the fact that I genuinely am the person that I talked about in this video. I don't support things like that. I would never support something that happened to me like that, or to my family. I hope some of you are willing to share this. Let people know that I spoke out. Do I feel that I have more things that I need to talk about? Yes. Am I more nervous to talk about them? Yes. Only because the world is a very aggressive place. People aren't so willing to listen and understand or hear anything past what they don't understand these days. If you don't like something and you're not willing to clarify, listen, or get a further understanding, you should walk away instead of attacking. I'm going to make more videos addressing more things that have happened on my social media, but this one's actually personal in a way that I really needed to talk about. I really need to feel okay online. I want others to feel okay online with me, knowing that I support safe environments, knowing that I want people to interact on more healthy communication levels, in more healthy spaces and interactions, worrying about people's mental and physical health more, and not just the people that you love or the people that you support, but everybody around you, because your community, even the people you hate, they exist and they affect your community. No matter if you want to separate yourselves from them or not, no matter if you want to say I hate you and I never want to understand you, they still affect this world, this community, this society. They affect everybody around you. Let's start communicating. I know there's going to be a lot of people who get angry at me for posting this because they want to yell at me and attack me, but if I'm willing to talk, why can't we all sit down and try to learn and be better together? I'll do my part. I'll do whatever it takes to make this world a better place. But I'm fucking terrified, so I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna work through this at my pace because I have horrible social anxiety. I really am developing a stutter. No. Ugh. PTSD, which is causing all sorts of shit. panic disorder, just generalized anxiety, claustrophobia, automobile anxiety. I have a fear of being assaulted. I have an extreme fear of being sexually assaulted these days. And yo, men, I'm not attacking men, okay? We're not attacking anybody, but I'm just saying, we need to start working on our men. That is all. I feel for my women these days. All of you. So with that being said, I would like everybody to work on everybody. I would like us to all come together and work with each other, because we all seem to say we should work together, and then as soon as like it happens, we're like, no, you go that way, you go that way. We're working together, but we're not together. It's really weird. Let's try to take care of each other, take care of your loved ones, take care of people who you don't understand. Don't give too much. You know, don't kill yourself. Give some love. Give some love. Feed a friend. Feed a random stranger on the street. Buy somebody's meal for them. Buy somebody's groceries. Sit down and have a conversation. I know COVID, so like, you know, social distancing, maybe like 6 feet away conversations, but like, maybe start a virtual discussion. Start a big Zoom chat with a bunch of people. Talk about mental health topics. Talk about your mistakes, things that you would like to fix, things that you would like to see better in your community, and community also being friends in your local groups, in your social settings, in your families. A lot of white people got a lot of racist family members that they need to be fucking trying to have conversations with. My ex being one of them. Multiple of my exes being one of them. My ex was not racist in any way. In fact, he found it quite disgusting, so no accusations. But a lot of white families have a lot of discussions. That'll be one of my next discussions, and I'm sure people are going to make comments about it, trust me. I want to work on that discussion too, because I did misspeak. I fucked up. In no way have I ever hated anybody for any reason. I used to think that I hated people. I don't think I know what hate is anymore. I think that's what I would like to teach people about me. I haven't figured out how to talk about it yet. I don't want to say anything stupid in the internet, not understand, just like I did on this topic. I'm really trying here. I want to right my wrongs. I want to project myself as the actual person that I know myself as, that others in my personal life have known me as, that the people who deeply connect with me and have never abandoned me and even support me no matter how long it's been or how far we are. I would like to project that person, and not project it as in pretend, project it as in communicate it well, tell you about my ideas, my stories, my memories, my mistakes, how I righted them, how I learned from them, my spirituality, my life. Learn from me. Let me learn from you. Let's communicate. And I hope that when I open my mouth next, I feel as comfortable as I did in this video. I don't know if this was necessarily all the right ways to say everything. I'm trying. I didn't write any of this. I don't like writing things. It takes away my emotion and I say things weird. When you read things off, it comes off as being really detached, and I didn't want that to be this video because that's gonna literally detract from me trying to show who I am, which is a very connected, emotional person, somebody who cares about people and my local community in this world a lot, every aspect of it, every inch of it, from the tiniest critters to the biggest beings, and every intelligence in between. This world. So I hope this video allows me to move into my next one, and when I open up next, I can right some more of those wrongs and give a little love to people that I've hurt and anything that I have misspoken about. And I feel like this is the point where usually people would conclude, so I'm not going to rant. I'm really bad about that. Me and puppers will see you for another video. I'm like extremely nervous to post this, so like my gut feels like fucking sick. I know I said I wasn't gonna rant, but just I feel sick. I don't trust the internet. I don't trust that people understand. So here goes. This is my first time really not on Instagram. I'm posting this on YouTube and then everywhere else. So like, this is my first time doing this. I do have some more things that I've talked about on my Instagram. I really recommend going and watching it. I've had some really good discussions on there. I really am nervous about this. For everybody who actually knows who I am, tell a story about me. Tell a story where I've inspired you or showed you that like humanity is worth giving more to, or where I've shown you that I've righted my wrongs or learned and become a different person. Tell stories. Share a comment. Share a link. Share a whatever. Remind me that I have done those things because I don't want to feel like I'm lying to myself. Like, I know a lot of you have come to me in person or whatever, but like maybe publicly, that would be great. You can do it anonymously if you feel really uncomfortable about being attacked by the internet like I do, because everybody does. So I'm cool with anonymous comments as long as the stories are real. Be honest, be open. Let's be honest. If I could end on anything, let's be open, let's be honest, let's right our wrongs, let's talk about our mistakes, let's work together and support the people who are totally willing to be the most open and honest beings that there is, and let's give love to the people who want to do better for this world. They want to learn, they want to grow, they want to see change in this world, and they are willing to say, if I'm willing to work on my mistakes, admit them, and like help myself through them, I'll help you if you're willing to make your mistakes right. I'm getting very nervous again because I know I have to post this. I'm gonna stop now because my nerves are getting the best of me. Wish me luck, guys. I hope this really goes off well because my nerves are really fucking shot and I'm terrified to post this. Puppers, you post it. You can post it. You'll be the one to. I'm not posting this. Puppers is posting this. It'll make me feel better. Bye, guys.